Welcome to Italy. Our journey today begins in Bolzano, the picturesque heart of South Tyrol, a region where Italian charm beautifully blends with German traditions. First, we visit the historic Dominican church. The main treasure of this place is hidden inside St. John's Chapel. Just look at these stunning medieval wall paintings, they truly make you feel like you've traveled back in time. Founded in 1272, the Dominican church is one of the earliest Gothic structures in Tyrol. Admiring the surviving fragments of frescoes, painted in the style of the famous Giotto school, you can't help but marvel at the mastery of ancient artists. And this grand organ fills the church vaults with its incredible sound. We take a leisurely stroll down Johann Wolfgang von Goethe Street. The great German poet stayed in one of these houses during his Italian journey and was completely enchanted by the local atmosphere. Now, let's peek into the inner courtyard of the Franciscan monastery. This place is a true oasis of silence and peace. The elegant Gothic arches and total serenity make you forget for a moment that you are in the very center of a bustling city. Let's walk inside the Franciscan church itself. Here our attention is immediately caught by the magnificent historic stained glass windows, filtering the soft sunlight, and of course another splendid organ, the pride of this cathedral. Continuing our walk, we stroll through the atmospheric streets of Bolzano towards the main town square. Did you know that within the walls of the monastery we just left, lies a real descendant of Count Dracula? Buried there is Petru the Lame, a Moldavian ruler and the great-grandson of Vlad the Impaler. He spent his final days in Bolzano, passing away in 1594 and leaving behind a trail of dark medieval legends. And here is Volta Square, the central heartbeat of Bolzano, where life is always buzzing, cozy cafes are open, and locals come together to meet. In the very center of the square stands a monument dedicated to Walter von der Vogelweide, a famous medieval poet and minnesinger, after whom this square is named. Right by the square, the Bolzano Cathedral rises into the sky. Its elegant Gothic architecture and unique patterned roof made of multicolored tiles are the most recognizable symbol of the city. Let's get a little lost in the labyrinth of narrow side streets. Notice how the borders between Austria and Italy completely blur here. Signs are in two languages, Tyrolean bay windows adorn the houses, and the rich aroma of fresh Italian espresso wafts from open windows. Take a close look at the unique architecture of these buildings. Their facades appear remarkably narrow, yet the structures stretch back up to 50 meters deep into the block. In the Middle Ages, property taxes were calculated based on the width of the facade facing the commercial street. To dodge the taxes, clever merchants built their houses like long tunnels, incredibly tight on the outside, but spacious on the inside, complete with hidden warehouses and deep cellars. A brilliant medieval tax loophole. This path brings us to the market street at Piazza Erbi. Here we are greeted by the Grand Fountain of Neptune. Locals jokingly call the sea god with his trident the innkeeper with a fork, but the fountain itself, created in 1777, looks truly majestic. Our walk through Bolzano is slowly winding down. We head towards the city exit, passing by the serene and austere Capuchin Church, which reminds us of the times of monastic asceticism. We leave the city behind and venture deeper into the Dolomites. Driving here is absolute eye candy. All around us are endless emerald green meadows, with the famous Alpine cows peacefully grazing, bells jingling. A true pastoral paradise. And here we are. Before us is the pearl of the Alps, the legendary Lake Braies. The view feels almost unreal. Look at how the mighty rocky peaks, dusted with snow in places, rise sternly above this natural wonder, protecting it from the outside world. The incredible turquoise water is absolutely mesmerizing. Lake Braies is stunning in any weather, whether on a bright sunny day or wrapped in a cool, moody fog. According to the ancient legends of the Ladine people who originally inhabited these valleys, Lake Braies is not just a body of water, but the gateway to the underworld of the mythical Farnese Empire. The myth says that at the southern end of the lake, right at the foot of the imposing cliffs, there was a hidden entrance. Once every 100 years, the rocks would open, and the underground royalty would sail out on golden boats under the moonlight. We walk around the lake and approach a small wooden chapel right on the shore. Built in the early 20th century, it adds a touch of cozy, fairy tale magic to this rugged mountain landscape. Lake Braies owes its explosive global fame to cinema. Until recently, it was a quiet, hidden Alpine gem. Everything changed when a hit Italian TV series, One Step from Heaven, was filmed right here. The iconic wooden stilt boathouse and turquoise water captured the hearts of viewers, turning this peaceful spot into one of the most photographed and Instagrammed locations in the entire world. The rushing sound of a crystal-clear mountain river waves us goodbye. We say farewell to Braies, but our Alpine road trip continues. More mountain switchbacks lie ahead. Driving through the Dolomites is like flipping through an album of beautiful postcards. Around every single turn, there's a new view that will take your breath away. Take a look at the slopes of these hills. South Tyrol is the official apple capital of Europe. Thanks to a unique climate with over 300 days of sunshine a year, the harvests here are massive. Just imagine, every 10th apple sold in European supermarkets is grown right in these valleys. No wonder the local apple strudel is considered the gold standard worldwide. We have arrived in Cortina d'Ampezzo. Today, it is a world-famous, luxury resort that hosted the Winter Olympics in 1956 and in 2026. But its history goes much deeper. In the Middle Ages, this region was a wealthy, independent republic that prospered greatly through the timber trade. By the way, the very name of the town, Cortina, translates to curtain or small defensive wall. The locals hold on to a beautiful medieval legend about it. Centuries ago, an invading army marched to destroy this wealthy valley. The villagers prayed for salvation, and instantly, a thick, impenetrable fog descended from the heavens. It covered the valley like a heavy curtain, completely hiding the town. The invaders got lost in the crags and retreated, and the town has proudly carried its name ever since. Let's step inside the main town basilica of Saints Filippo and Giacomo. The interior is striking in its richness. Note the lavish iconostases and the unique, intricately carved wooden altar from the 18th century, a masterpiece by craftsmen of the past. Now, leaving the church, we head up to an observation point to catch a view of Cortina and its surrounding mountains from above. By the way, these streets and mountain peaks might look familiar if you love classic cinema. Cortina is a longtime Hollywood favorite. It was right here that Roger Moore's James Bond escaped a ski chase in For Your Eyes Only. And it was on these very dizzying cliffs that Sylvester Stallone performed his jaw-dropping stunts in the legendary action movie Cliffhanger. Walking here feels exactly like stepping onto a massive Hollywood movie set. From here, a fantastic panorama opens over the entire Ampezzo Valley. The cozy town looks neatly placed at the bottom of a giant bowl, formed by the mighty Dolomite giants. These sharp, dramatic mountain peaks are unique. Due to the special composition of the rock, they glow with incredible pink and golden hues at sunset. Climbers from all over the world dream of conquering these peaks. And far below, barely visible from this height, a rushing mountain river flows, feeding the entire valley. Our time in cozy Cortina d'Ampezzo is coming to an end. We slowly walk back to the car, taking a final look at these neat Alpine streets. We drive away, taking with us memories of these majestic mountains, emerald meadows, and ancient churches. And finally, as we wind along these Alpine roads, let me tell you about the most famous resident of these mountains. It was right here in the Dolomites that scientists discovered Etsi the Iceman, a naturally preserved mummy older than the Egyptian pyramids and Stonehenge. He was found by accident in 1991 at an altitude of 3,000 meters, right on the border between Austria and Italy. A fierce debate over who owned this invaluable treasure went on for a while, but ultimately Etsi stayed in Bolzano's archaeological museum, because he was found just 92 meters inside the Italian border. It turned out that this ancient hunter was killed by an arrow over 5,000 years ago, becoming a true time capsule. Our Tyrolean road adventure is complete. Let me know in the comments which location was your favorite. And don't forget to subscribe. See you next time in our future travels.